Hey guys, Jeff here, Dice Setters. So you're watching this channel in hopes to understand craps better, to play craps better. And I thank you for that. I absolutely, positively thank you for that. So where do I go? Where do I go when I need to up my game? To be a better person, a better player, a better everything for as craps goes. I try my hardest not to watch other YouTubers. The reason why is because if you watch somebody long enough, you're going to start talking like that person, and people are going to go, well, "That's exactly the same thing that so and so says." So I try my hardest not to watch them. I got plenty of other things I could be doing, should be doing. Um, but I did stumble upon one and been loving it, liking it. And they had a podcast on Tuesday that blew craps completely out of the water. It was probably the most or the best craps podcast I think I've ever heard in my life. They don't even know I'm making this. They're good people. I pay for the Patreon. I pay to hear the extended one. But I want to challenge you. Listen to the podcast from Tuesday. If you say, Jeff, I don't have money to listen to the extra, well, you sure are missing on. Sure are missing a good portion of that podcast. I've listened to almost all the podcasts. I don't know how many they've had, but I've listened to over half of them. And there is just a chemical bond between Ed from Roll to Win and 10 Ton. I listened to the episode of Ed talking about when he was at the casino and he lost his son. The person that was there for him was 10 Ton. Even though in completely different states. But 10 Ton sat there and called him after he had packed up from the casino. He got a call from his wife and was heading back to the house. 10 Ton called him and talked about everything but what had just happened. What a great friend. I've met 10 Ton. 10 Ton is, by far one of the nicest people I've ever met. I don't know if it's his upbringing. I really don't know. We're supposed to roll dice on Friday. But then for this podcast, he shared something that I would not want other people to know, and that is how much money he had either gained or lost at craps. And the swing is ginormous. You can tell that the two are friends. They both give them each other crap. And it's laughable. But at the end is when the friend, Ed, sees something that 10 Ton did not see. And he sat there and said, you know what? I think I might see, a pattern. It was a losing pattern. And 10 Ton had enough respect to sit there and listen to him and sit there and say, wow, I absolutely think you're right. I think it's $22 a month. If you have other people that you're listening to on Patreon, if they're craps people, I'm not saying to do it, but I would sit there and drop them the next month and pick up these people the following month. The information that you'll receive is by far greater than anything. There's episodes that you'll have some information you can pick up, and there's some that are just tremendous. The comments, the comments from that podcast, people had the same reaction that I had. It was overwhelming, absolutely overwhelming. Today, we're going to do another what to do when other people are shooting. A strategy. You say, Jeff, why do you do so many of these? If you're at a table on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you're probably not alone at that table. Depends on the casino. The last new casino I tried, I was the only one. The only one. Which made it really, really nice. I only rolled one session, and I didn't have to share it with anybody. I didn't have to sit there and wish that they would move their chips left or right so that I wouldn't hit them as I was rolling. But those are far and few between. Most of the time you have other people rolling. There are definitely different casino rules. There's some that sit there and say you must play one time for the left side, one time for the right side. There's some casinos that don't care. And there's some casinos that want you to sit there and play something on everyone's roll. And this is where it gets tricky. Because you could have somebody that's random throwing, make it all tall small. And on the other end of it, you could have a person that's random throwing do 0.7. And that's not what you want. There's got to be a happy medium. And I'm not saying that you're going to find something that's going to win consecutively every single time. You won't find it. They're random shooters. Even with controlled shooters, you're not going to sit there. Controlled shooters do 0.7 out. You're not going to sit there and find this is the way to win across the board. It won't exist. But this is, you might be a little bit down here, and the next person rolls, oh, we're up. Next person rolls, we're down a little bit. And I mean a little bit. You don't want huge, wide swings. Hey, I lost 500. Hey, I only won back 200. Hey, I lost 500. In between people's rolling. You don't want that. You want small bets. And if they do know what they're doing, or randomness doesn't really know what they're doing, but if Lady Luck happens to shine on them, you'll be able to take that small amount of money and definitely can grow it out. But on the other hand, if they do 0.7 out, you're not out a lot of money. So that's why I do strategies like this. Because it's not always us throwing the dice. It's not. It's not even 50% of the game is us throwing the dice. If you have 5 people on one side of the table and 5 people on the other, it goes down to it's only 10% of the strategy of dice setting, dice influencing, and this is my betting strategy. And yet other channels will only focus on one, you shooting strategy. And that's only a small portion of it. That's where I make up most of my money. But what if you were to find someone that was dice influencing, dice setting, but he's never rolled before? You're going to have to sit there and put some feelers out there so that when it does happen, you will sit there and benefit the reward. But if you don't know who this person is, you're going to kind of be gun shy on putting a lot of money down on that person. So I'm going to do one that just kind of blankets everybody. We're going to go through 10 people with a random roller, and we're going to see what happens. And Ed and Tenton, man, I just hope that you guys just keep on knocking it out of the park. It was like, wow. It was one of those podcasts that I want to listen to again. And I know I'll find other things that I didn't hear before and sit there and say, wow, I never thought of it this way or whatever. But guys, if you want a secret, that's the secret. If you want to, they're not right about everything. I'm not right about everything. They make mistakes. I make mistakes. Not every episode is going to be geared for helping you. Just like not every video I have is going to be geared for helping everybody. But for what it's worth, you ought to try it. Just listen to it. You can go to YouTube and at least listen to half of that podcast. Tell me what you think. Put it in the comments. Sit there and say, hey, Casino Tears, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And I guarantee you, when you hear it, you're going to sit there and say, wow. But see, if you only listen to half of it, you won't hear about what was the fix. You won't hear what was the reasoning behind the problem that 10 Ton was having. They're the people that are also doing the dice as well. Casino dice from them. It's 46, no, 45. 45, 76 or 45, 89. I don't know. It's the numbers it's the square numbers. I guess it would be 45, 68. 45, 68 for dice. And as far as I know, all the dice that they had come in are sold and they had to reorder. So, good guys, check them out. And here is, I will be in Vegas Friday. I think I already told you that. I will be shooting with 10 Ton. I know he's a busy guy, so sometimes he shows up late. That's fine. I'll forgive him. I'm busy, but on the weekends I'm not as busy as he is. On the weekdays, don't even ask. On the weekdays, I'm busy and tired and wore out. I work in the heat, and I don't know if you know it or not, but we're still in the 110s. And it's going to be that way for another 1 or 2 more weeks. In fact, Friday was 111. After a while, it wears on you. We are in October. It is time to cool down. It hasn't yet. I'm tired. I'm tired of working in the heat, but it pays the bills and it helps me go to the casino. So this is today's show, and I will sit there. Of course, Ed and 10 Ton don't know I'm doing this. But if you put in the comments hashtag roll to win, I know that he'll see it. I know that that goes to his YouTube channel, and it'll sit there and say, hey, someone's talking about you. I'll definitely do that. And they much deserve it. If you aren't watching them, or because it's a podcast, listening to them, you are missing out. Here's today's video. Hey guys, one thing from the last video, and people comment about this, and people comment about this from other videos I've done this. Let's say we had $50 on the dome, and I am not taking any insurance by laying a midnight, a yo, or a 7. There are people, and it's fine if you have done this. I won't do it, but they comment, well, why don't you sit there and lay the 4 or the 10? So this is $50. If I roll a 7, the only way to keep me from losing everything is to lay a 4 and a 10, the 2 other numbers that are not too common on rolling. So this is $50. To do a lay to get back the $50, it's got to be 100. So you would sit there and lay $100 on either 4 or 10. Let me hit my little lay button. Here's my little lay button. It's not on the thing, but it's there. Let's say my first come out roll is a 4. I don't lose this $50, but what happens to my lay bet? I lose $100. Even if it were on the 10, come out roll. We're trying to hedge against $50 here, and what am I trying to say? If the 7 comes, I'll get back only 50. So I have to lay twice as much to get back half. So if I want 50 bucks, I've got to lay down $100. If I roll a 10 with this lay bet on, I will lose 100. I'll still retain the 50. So why would I want to lay a 10 or a 4 on the covenant roll to cover 50 bucks? The answer is I would not. It's just throwing more money down the drain. Hedging is okay, and I do hedge. That's not a problem with hedging. But are we trying to win? Yeah, we're trying to win. So just let it lie. And whatever happens, happens. You will make up for it because this is where, once you get past the point, this is where the house is going to make most of their money because they're on this side of the board where most people are on this side of the board. We are going to still stick with a small, tall all for a random roller. I know, that's absolutely crazy. But there's hope out there. There's hope out there for my random roller. I am doing 15. I'm not hedging against anything. And same rules apply from last week. If they knock me off of that, same player knocks me off of that, I want to let that player play. One thing I've always wanted to say, and I'll say it now, my chips have dollar amounts on them. I know I have a light ahead, and I do know that there is a glare that you'll get. Same thing with the dice. Depending on where I stick the dice, you will get a glare. I try my hardest not to give you a glare on the dice, but you will see a glare. If you're colorblind, which, believe it or not, I am, and you're only using colors with no numbers on it, it makes it very difficult for somebody like me to watch your videos. Because I'm sitting there looking at myself going, well, what is that? Is that a quarter? Is that a nickel? Is that a dollar? So those that are making videos, think about that. Just saying. It's going to be a 7. My random shooter is making it hell for me already.
You know I love you.
Five. Turns to 5. We'll mark the 5. And then no matter what they roll, does not matter what they roll, you'll put 3 units on the 6 and the 8. As soon as you make up the money on the 6 and the 8, you can do whatever you want to with that 6 and 8. However, do not remove that because it took you money to get the puck on the 5. If it took you money to get past the come out roll, which this does, don't take this off. If the 6 rolls twice, the 8 rolls twice, the 6 it rolls once, the 8 rolls once, you can add, you can move it over to the 9, you can do whatever you want to, you can take it off the table. That is your discretion on what to do. It's going to be yo. Yo 11. Oh, let me mark yo 11. There we go. 5. This will be the second time that we've lost that. We already have our 6 and 8 up there. We're going to just leave our 6 and 8 up there and not come back with the dome. It's going to be a 10. Pay 21. We mark the 8. All we gotta do is have the shooter hit a 6 or an 8, and then we can do with those two numbers however we want to. There goes a 9. Now, the only number we're missing for the tall is midnight. Four. Four. We're missing 1, 2, 6 on the small. 3. Did I say 1, 2? I'm at 2, 3. 2, 3, 6. There is no thing as 1. So now we're missing 2, 6, and midnight. 3. Yo. We want midnight, shooter.
I know, I'm trying.
5. Midnight.
Woo-woo! Midnight.
So there goes the tall.
Pay yourself.
There's many variances of what the tall or the small go for. I'm going to just make it 125. Some it's higher, some it's lower. Two. So now all we need is a 6. I'm going to take down the tall $5 because they would have gave that back to us. Mark the 2. Eight. This is the second 8. And now I can do with that 6 and 8 however I please. Since the shooter already made me lose $30, no, $45, I am going to take them down. Eight. I know there's somebody out there screaming at me because we just rolled something that we just took down. Oh, and then put that back up there. 6.
Maybe it was so small.
It was her small or tall?
Or small and or all.
Small, tall. Yep.
Now, why can't I do that at the casino?
125 for the small, and there's many variables about what to do for the all. I'm going to make it just 300. There's a bazillion ways you can pay that one out, so I'm just going to make it 300. 10. That was our point. Go ahead, shooter. We're not going to be on the don't because you already knocked this off twice. But we do have to finish off your roll. That's a 5. Five again. I'm going to take the small and all down. Yo. I'm not going to put it back up there. You can if you want to, but I'm not going to. 8.
Man, I should be at the casino tonight.
Eight. Three. Eight. Five. Six. Seven.
Come on.
So if you weren't playing like what we were doing and just staying with a one number or two numbers or just playing the don't, this is one that you would definitely feel that you're stupid because of how many numbers were hit.
How many are there?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
No, not that one.
24, 25, 26 numbers.
I think that's my record so far.
Let's get this set back up because we're going to have 10 people to go through this. And hopefully I just don't pick them up like I just did. Okay. And we'll go back. That was the first player. 9 more people to go through. We have 15 on the don't and are all tall, small. So for those of you last week that were saying, you know, that was dumb to sit there and do that with a random shooter. If you can get one person to do a small or a tall or all of them before it comes back around to you, that would have made up for pretty much any losses that you will occur throughout the game as you're waiting for the dice to come back to you. 8. Now, in this instance, if you want to do $1 on a hard 8, more than welcome to. If the puck is a 6, and you want to do $1 or $5 on a hard 6, that's not a problem. But now we kind of want the shooter to win that 8. Hopefully hit a 6 first, then hit the 8, because we'll make more money than what we'll lose here. 3. Was a 3. It rolled to a 4.
Need to put one on the 8 too.
There goes 8. There goes the 5th chain here. We get paid for the 8. Put back our pass line. That was the first time we got knocked off. 8 again. All right, shooter.
So your 6 and 8 are off when the puck's off?
Correct. 4. 5. Yo. Midnight. Looks like we need a 9 and 10 over a 6 and 2. 8 again. We get knocked off our pass line one more time, so we're not going to use our pass line anymore. We will get paid for our 8. Puck comes down. I'm going to let it hit one more time, and then I'll figure out what I want to do. Because it has hit twice. I've got money on it twice. 3. 3. 5. 5. 6. All we need is a 2. 9. On the high side, we're missing the 10. 2 or 10. 5. 4. 4. 6. That was point. So I get paid for that. puck is off, and then I will put some more money on the table. 8. One thing, if you're keeping track, I didn't really tell you all that Tim Ton was doing, but he was keeping track of every number he rolled. He was keeping track of how much money was on the table, and maybe even a word of why he thought it was that he sevened out. So, looking at this, there's no reason for me to put money on the 10. The 9 just hit. Actually, there's 2 of those on there. Only 1 time on the 6, 3 times on the 8. So if you're keeping track, even though they're a random shooter, you sit there and say, well, look, they rolled the 5 4 times. It's a $15 table. I'm going to put 15 on 5. 10. And we won our tall. I think we said 120 for that. 125. I think it was 125 is what we said for that. And I'll take back a $5 chip for that. And all we need is a 2 for our all. There goes a 9. Hit that point. But for a random shooter, they're lighting it up tonight.
Well, usually I prove you wrong and lose all your money.
Not this time.
Not this time.
We'll go back to a 9. 9 goes back up. For a 2. 10. So I got money on the 5. Nine. Alrighty.
Oh, sorry.
10.
I know. Back of the board, shooter. Back of the board.
So still, I think I don't know, 5 and 9. 9 looks excuse me, 5 and 9. 9 or 10. 9 looks the best. I'm going to put money on 9 since I won on 5. Here goes 4. Looking for a 2. 9. That was a 9. It rolled on me. Pay myself for that. I'm going to put a quarter on 4. And there goes 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
More than last time.
27
Telling ya.
for a random roller. I lost that, and I lose all of this. That was our play. Three. So remember, I told you if you lose this guy twice, that we're not going to play that anymore. Well, now because we won on this one, I'm going to say you can actually lose it 3 times because we rolled a 3. Eight. So if you roll a 2 or a 3, I think you're allowed to get this guy knocked off 3 times instead of just 2. Eight. So we get knocked off. We still have 2 more because we did profit on the 3. Pay ourselves for the 8. There we go. 9. So far we won 1 time upstairs. We're looking for 1 more win, then we can do whatever we want. 6. That is our second win. Pay ourselves. And I'm going to immediately put money on the 9
I can't reach
to
it.
counter that guy. 7. So lose this. That. On this guy here. We won. That was 4 rolls. That was our second.
No, that was our third. We should be on. This is number 4 that we're rolling.
1, 2, 3. Number 3. Oh, I can't pass you that. You can't roll that. Yeah, you're right. I think.
Yeah, this would be number 4. It got mixed up when you took the chips off.
Okay, we're back in action again. 15 on the don't. We've got 15 on our party line. We have a 4. Six. Paid for the 6. That's our first hit. And that's a 7.
yourself.
Pay myself. Self be paid. And flip one over. All right, go. It's gonna be a 10. Yo.
Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo, yo.
Yo. Eight. Pay yourselves. The biggest thing that I can say, this is a hedge. Don't think of it as bad juju or whatever because somebody is playing on the dark side. It's not that I'm waiting for my shooter to 7 out. I'm not. I'm waiting for my shooter to roll a 6 or an 8. That's what I'm waiting for. Better yet, I want my shooter to sit there and roll an all tall small. So there is some difference there. Some people might sit there and watch that you're on the don't. They think bad things about you, bringing bad energy to the table. It's truly just a hedge. You want the shooter to do well, but on the same end of the spectrum, you don't want to sit there and lose your money quickly. It was an 8. That's our second 8. We can do what we want to. I'm going to wait for one more 6 or 8 to show. There goes a 6. Pay ourselves. And I move to the 9. Four.
Need a 2 and a 3. A small.
Midnight.
And a midnight.
4. Sometimes you're at a table and you'll see people put money on numbers that have not yet even been thrown. What is your take on that? To me, I'd be wasting money to put money on a 2, a 3, or a midnight. It hasn't even been thrown yet. I would rather sit there and put money on, well, the 4's been rolled twice, a yo has been rolled twice, things like that. I know they are random, but I do know that the same numbers seem to be popping all the time. I'm going to put a quarter on 4. I'm going to skip 5 altogether. And there goes 7. Of course.
Of course.
Whenever I get that 7 on 4, that's the end of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Didn't you choose that time?
Set our small, tall all. Forward. Oh, yeah, that helps. I'll never be a dealer. There we go. 6. 7. 'Are we on number 9 or number 10?
I don't know. I lost track.
Okay.
I just know I got one more chip to roll.
3. So we added money to that one. So now we can be knocked off 3 times. 8. Well, let's fix that. Come on. Sure. Well, no. Well, it wasn't. There we go. 6. Hard 6. So this is the times I told you if you want to sit there and put a dollar on a hard 6, hard 8, go for it. It's not going to sit there and be the death of your bankroll. You're not going to sit there and say, I don't have any money because I put a dollar on a hard 6, hard 8. That's not what's going to happen.
It's so cute, dear.
Thank you. 8. So we lost this guy once. We can lose it 2 more times. He paid for that guy. Six. Seven. Is that the last roll? Or do you have one more?
I think that was the last one.
That's the last one. All right. So here goes 7. We'll push this money out of the way. We started with 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we started with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 21.
Look at that random roller. Did just what you wanted.
You know, tell me in the comments, would you be happy with that outcome? You faced either 9 or 10 people, I don't know. And that was what your outcome was. At the most, you had 15, 30, 40, 50, 63, $63 on the line for every single shooter. You were hedging, but you had a plan of what would happen if you got knocked off twice. And then you also had a plan on if you got paid twice, you can do whatever you want to with that money. Either you can collect, you can sit there and press. Tell me, guys, what you guys think. If the dice went around the table and that would be my profit, I'd be ecstatic. Why not? That would not have looked that way if we did not play the all tall small for every person. It would have been a lot less. What do you think about that?
I think it's a good strategy.
You don't have much money on the line. You can manage it, being that, okay, well, the shooter's doing pretty good. You don't even have to have your dome. That one time we even lost our dome because you knocked me off the line twice.
But you got your
And I
6 and 8.
still had the 6 and the 8 up there, and I still had the all tall small sitting there as well. I think that is a fantastic strategy. Put in the comments of what you guys think. I will be in Vegas this weekend. Hopefully, if everything works right, I'll be rolling with 10 ton on Friday. And my random roller, she has a slot channel. And if you could sit there and show her some love by subscribing to her channel, it does not mean you're giving her your life savings. Only half of your life savings. No. It means that you're not giving her any money. All it does is we're trying to get it up to 1,000. I would sit there and love to see the panic-stricken face of hers when we get to go live at Ellis. I'll give her $1,000 to run around and act really crazy, pulling slots and trying to keep her bankroll at 1,000 and do this for an hour and a half. I imagine the first time will seem like 10 hours to her, but that is what I would like to happen. If you like slots, if you sometimes I'm even in there, and of course I think I've won 10 times more on slots than I have on craps, but I am looking to change that with the help of some people. But it definitely is fun, and we try to have a good time. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. I try my hardest to answer every single comment. No matter how many comments I have, I do due diligence to answer everyone back. Thanks, guys.
And the slot channel is Goldbug Slots on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's kind of important, isn't it?
That's kind of important, honey. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night.